Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're here at the Blue Moon Bay Speedway in Field A for the Porsche Sprint Trophy Round 3, and we are dead excited for this. Absolutely cracking stuff. Let us see the grid after a bit of qualifying before we get on with some super racing. So, here we go. Let's do our grid walk. Excited about this. Let's get our paperwork all shuffled up and ready. See, not just a voice, I've got writing skills as well. I'll write down what positions they're in, and here we go. So after qualifying, we can see there is Cale on the pole, Eleanor Cale, followed by IR Graham in second spot there in the 54 Porsche. Let me speed this up a little bit. Gazman there getting a great third place in a strong qualifying session. In fourth we have Guesty in the Irwin liveried Porsche. They're all Porsches. This is the Porsche Sprint Trophy. That gives it away. There's Liam Anfield in fifth place with sixth Homesick Alien in the 77 car in the background there. In seventh we have Matt Psycho. In eighth, you can see a Jam sitting there on the grid, patiently waiting for it all to kick off. Noxie in a great ninth place with Cthulhu just behind him in 10th. Further down the grid in 11th, we see a Darren Salmon in his new livery, looking fine, I must say. In 12th, we have Jokers in the Marlboro liveried Porsche. In 13th we have a Jim One Wise, and there in 14th we have Pat in the Red Bull liveried Porsche. Man alive, does that not look good. So we'll just come around the back of these guys, press this button, and we will get on with this race. Let me just press play. We're watching Cale on the grid right now. We can tell you he is on the super soft tyres. They have to use over 3 races, 3 different compounds of tyres, not being allowed to use the same tyres in more than one race. Oh, that was a bit of a jittery start, but Cale pulling away good. There in second, IR Graham maintaining, and third, Guesty moving ahead of Gazman. Gazman had a bit of a slow start there, it seems, with Homesick Alien slipping up ahead as well. Into the first corner, Cale, absolutely no one around him at all. Great start for Cale. There we see IR Graham and Guesty battling it out in first corner, and a whole heap of guys behind them. Homesick, Gazman, Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield battling it out there for 7th and 6th. Noxie in 8th, Jam 9th, Jokers 10th, Cthulhu 11th, Darren Salmon 12th, Jim Wise in 13th, and Pat there, ooh, looks like he didn't have a great getaway, in 14th. So up in the lead we can see Cale is just flying away from the crowd, whilst IR Graham managing to get the second spot. Guesty and Homesick Alien still can't decide who's going to have the third place. Side by side almost all the way around the infield. That's amazing racing from the two of them, with Guesty finally taking that third spot. Homesick Alien just filtering in behind, and Gazman close behind them, but we're on the start straight now where toe is everything. We can get a draft, as the Americans say. Get a draft on. Gazman getting a great draft off of Guesty, going for the inside line. We've got 3 wide going into the first corner. Close your eyes, and what's it going to be? Homesick's wiggling. Guesty's in third. Gazman's only just there though. It's tied. Where's Homesick's got up into third? Wow, sneaky Alien. 4th, Guesty there, Gazman and Matt Psycho in 5th. We saw someone having a bit of an off there, did we not? Was that Guesty? Gazman? I'm not sure. I thought someone went wide, but no, they're all still there. Matt Psycho in 6th with Jam just behind them in 7th. Liam Anfield, and he has dropped behind Noxie. Liam Anfield's had an issue. He must have had an issue. Maybe tapped a barrier or something, but he has dropped down to 11th, just ahead of Jokers, who's in 12th. Pat 13th has got ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu having issues, lots of issues in the early part of this race. Then Cale just leading the way there from IR Graham, and Homesick Alien, the final podium sitter, with Guesty dropping back a little bit. We saw Gazman having a knock on the wall there, giving Matt Psycho the opportunity, but Matt Psycho's got his hands full with a jar of jam right next to him, and he doesn't know how to deal with it. They're still sitting there behind Gazman, and it looks like that Psycho at the smallest of gaps. He's going to go for it. Looks like it, but oh, just as they join the infield, you can see they bounce with the change of track. It's not an easy track to circumvent, this one. And Jam there, 7th. They've got a gap from Noxie, who's just ahead of Jim on Wise. Darren Salmon 10th. Liam Anfield still in that 11th spot, struggling with something in that car. Jokers is 12th. Pat is 13th, Katula still 14th, so ahead, Kale still leading the way from IR Graham. Homesick Alien keeping him in close eye. Again, let's check the tyres. Super softs for Kale. IR Graham is on the medium tyre, so Homesick Alien on the better compound at this point. Maybe later in the race it'll be IR Graham on the better compound. Guesty then, he's back up to 4th. Back up to 4th. I suppose we should have a look what happened to this little trio of cars as they were all there. Hang on. God, it was a while back. Oh no, Guesty was ahead of him. I thought Guesty had fallen behind these guys. I take it back, and I do apologise. So Gasman ahead of Matt Psycho, and Jam just there in 7th place. What a dullard I am for getting that wrong and making you go back about 40 seconds for no reason. But yeah, we see Jam is trying to get some sort of purchase in the tight corner on Matt Psycho. He's up the inside. Can he make it stick? It looks like it. It looks like he's got that moved on. And Matt Psycho moving back into 7th place. Matt Psycho taking a wide line around this tight corner. It doesn't do him any good though with these two ahead, and it looks like Jam on the move. Jam on soft tyres. Gasman having a little tap of the wall there on his mediums. He is fighting all he can to keep these guys behind him. He's on the slower tyre, so we just have to wait. The guys behind him just have to be a little patient, it seems, as they have grippier tyres. And there goes Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho making the move 3 wide into the first corner. He's no, backed out of it, thought better of it. Fight another day, he says. I can fight another day. There's Noxie, he's pretty much on his own. Nice chilled race in 8th place. Jim on Wise in 9th. Liam Anfield 11th, 10th now. Liam Anfield managing to get ahead of Darren Salmon with Jokers just there in the background, Pat. And Katula up ahead then. Kale showing them how it's done in this Porsche with a 107.672. IR Graham managing a 108 on those medium tyres. He's got Homesick Alien for company, and Homesick Alien, boy is he keeping him company, close company. So Homesick Alien doing all he can to get past the Gr.3 Porsche right now. These are the Group 3 Porsche 911s, and it's turned into an absolutely humdinger of a championship. This is the 3rd round. Guesty 4th, holding that place ahead of the little crew behind him. Gasman still on those medium tyres, keeping Matt Psycho at bay, and Jam has dropped way back from these guys. I'm unsure, probably a little nip on a barrier, maybe. Up ahead then, oh, it's 3, these two, oh, you can see there Matt Psycho and Guesty having a big one. Guesty sideways around that corner, doing a bit of drifting here in America at the oval of Blue Moon Bay Speedway. My word, could they call it anything else? They might as well put a couple more things in there of the title. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4 words in the title is way too many. So Kale and Homesick Alien has made the move. Sorry, we'll have a quick look. There you go. He did it under the toe along the straight and got himself up into 2nd spot on those soft tyres. Just means he's got to use the mediums later on, and IR Graham is getting the medium tyre out of the way nice and early. But it looks like IR Graham coming back at Homesick Alien, but nope. There you go. Homesick Alien says mine. Matt Psycho ahead of the gang there, with Gasman just moving ahead of Guesty in 6th on the soft tyres. But you can see already the front right and rear rights are starting to get a hit there. Jam coming back at him. Oh, he looks after his tyres. I think I've said before in races past that Jam can look after a set of tyres like no one else. There is Noxie. He's looking after his tyres really well as well. Noxie in 8th. Jim on Wise on the super softs ahead of Liam Anfield in 10th, with Darren Salmon in 11th on the soft. Jokers on the super softs ahead of Katula, with Pat back there in 4th. He had issues off the line, I think. So Kale, look at him, he just looks fast. Whoosh. Done a 108 on his last lap. I'm not sure who is holding the fastest lap so far. Homesick Alien on lap 3 with a 107.220, but He has IR Graham for company, keeping him in tight vicinity on the toe, but as soon as you get to the infield, that is where Homesick's tyres come to life, and he manages to pull a little bit of breathing space out from IR Graham, but IR Graham coming back at him. It's all very cool there between those two. Matt Psycho's got a bit of a gap now. Jam has got past Gazman and Guesty stuck in a battle, and now they've joined by Noxie in the Gulf liveried Porsche. It's humdinger, this one. There's racing all up and down. Jim One Wise ahead of Liam Anfield with Darren Salmon there in 11th, Cthulhu 12th, Jokers in 13th, and Pat is in 14th. Up ahead then we are looking at Kale, and he has got a huge margin, an absolute huge margin to play with Homesick Alien trying to keep IR Graham at bay. IR Graham on those medium tyres, so he's not going to be suffering tyre wear as much as Homesick Alien, and he's in the tow now. Can he do something? We're on board with IR Graham. He's up alongside him. I think if you get on there, someone said you can, no you can't, someone said you can, no, don't worry about it. I thought you could turn the camera, but it doesn't seem like, maybe it's only in live races you can do that. So Kale way ahead of the field with IR Graham taking that second spot back from Homesick Alien due to the tow. Matt Psycho in a great fourth on the super soft tyres, but like I said, he is wearing through those tyres, and there we can see Jam, and they're starting to get red now. It's the right side. Oh, Gazman off wide there, giving Noxie an opportunity. Guesty's dropped right back there. Guesty's tyres really hurting. It seems like the super softs are not the tyre to be on at this track, and Gazman is making a move on to Guesty, or is Noxie, sorry. I was just talking about Guesty, so that's Noxie. There. Right then. So your order so far is Kale is leading the race quite convincingly from IR Graham, who is doing all he can to keep it ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien starting to feel some pain with those tyres. He's going for the move in the inside corner. Has he got the inside line? Not quite. IR Graham closes that door and says not today. Matt Psycho in fourth, a little bit back from these guys, staying ahead of Jam. Jam on the move though. Gazman there in sixth, still ahead of Noxie, with Guesty dropping back a small bit, with Liam Anfield keeping him company. He's coming for you, watch out. So Jim One Wise, Darren Salmon are racing each other. This is fantastic stuff. Oh, Darren Salmon going off wide, banging straight into the barrier, and Jim On Wise lives to fight another day. There is Cthulhu, he's moved up past Jokers, and Pat still keeping the back place warm. Kale then leading the way easily from IR Graham. Homesick Alien, this battle has not finished. We're sat on board with the Alien, and Graham making a small mistake, hitting the barrier, and we see Homesick Alien just flying on by. Fantastic, but now IR Graham gets to have the tow, and Homesick can hardly, but ooh, there a bump draft there, I think. Very nice. So Homesick Alien ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham all up in his business in that tow though, and Homesick Alien looks like he's pulled a little bit out, but we'll see. There Matt Psycho on a bit of a lonely race really. He's waiting for Jam to catch him up, and Jam is quite happy to oblige him. A 182 on his last time round, and Matt Psycho did a 108. They're on. Oh, Matt Psycho's tyres should be worn before Jam, so by the end of this race, which is 10 laps, oh god, we're on lap 9 of 10 already. Wow, isn't that a quick race, guys? Barely got warmed up, didn't I? And there, Noxie in 7th now, behind Gazman. Liam Anfield's got past Guesty in 8th. He's making something out of this, what started off as a bad race. Jim On Wise in 10th. 11th is Cthulhu. Jokers is in 12th. Darren Salmon dropping back into 13th after we saw him have that excursion with the barrier, and Pat not far behind him. So up ahead we can see he's just starting his last lap, is he not? There we go, we're into the final lap now by Kale. Absolutely no one came near him. He started from pole and just flew. Homesick Alien and IR Graham going side by side into the first corner. IR Graham just whipping it up the inside of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien there in a great third place, but he wants that second spot. His tyres still got some life in them. IR Graham's barely touched in them mediums. There you see Matt Psycho on the super softs. They're looking quite worn, but he did a 108.5 on his last time round, and Jam did a 183, so only 2/10 faster. I think it's all a bit too much for Jam to try and make something of this now. In 6th place, Gazman, but Gazman is under all sorts of pressure from Noxie, who is on the soft tyre. I'm trying to keep an eye on that map as well. I don't want to miss Kale going over the line. Liam Anfield in 8th, Guesty 9th. Jim Wise in 10th, 11th is Cthulhu, Darren Salmon 12th, Joker's 13th, and Pat. So coming around the last corner, we see Kale going across the line to take the win of the first race on those super soft tyres. Absolutely fantastic. Congratulations, Kale. Great win. I.R. Graham keeping that second spot from Homesick Alien. And there you go, Homesick Alien 3rd. Take a boo, my son. Matt Syker crossing the line 4th. Jam finishing in 5th. Gazman, is it? Who's going to finish? Gazman and Noxie. There you go, 6th and 7th. Gazman and Noxie. Liam Anfield in 8th. Guesty coming across in 9th. Jim Wise in 10th. 11th there we see Cthulhu just coming around the last corner ahead of Darren Salmon. Awesome stuff. Let me get myself all up and prepared. So Cthulhu, Jokers, ooh. And that looks like Pat is just coming towards the line. So let's have a little quick look around the field to see. Oof. Kale, you don't get a good shot of Kale, I am afraid. But Kale finishing in a fine first place, and I'm not even prepared with my little piece of paper. Can you hear? Can you hear my iPad? This is me changing pages on my iPad. So here we go. We've got the Porsche Sprint Trophy, Season 1, and Kale. That adds to his win from the first round, 3rd race at Sardinia B. Great stuff, Kale. Fantastic. Rooting for you all the way. Let me have a little sip of my Red Bull. I.R. Graham in a fine second spot. Man's already taken 3 wins out of this season so far. Homesick Alien in 3rd. Take a boo, my son. Matt Psycho in a great 4th place. And let me see if I can find you, Matty boy. There you go, 4th. In 5th we have the Jam, the man, the Jam. In 6th we've got Gazman. That's great stuff there. In 7th, Noxie. Only took part in the last round, missed the first round, but got a 4th in the last race, so great stuff from him. Liam Anfield, we saw having issues last week, didn't even make the first corner barely, and there he goes in 8th place there. 9th for Guesty. He started quite high up the grid, but oh, look at his tyre wear. No wonder he was struggling by the end of the race. Jim Wise in 10th. There, and in 11th we have Cthulhu. That's his worst finish to date. Now I think he had issues off of the line. Then we have Darren Salmon. Is there a better shot than that? Oh, not really. There you go, you get to see the front wheel of Darren Salmon's new livery. I think that livery is for... oh, hang on a minute, I don't think Darren Salmon's taken part yet. This must be his first race with these guys, because he's not on my list. So let me quickly write him in. Darren Salmon got 12th from his first round. In 13th we have a Joker. So where are you? 13th. That's his worst finish of the season so far. And Pat, I bet Pat's not taken part before either, has he? So I don't remember his car from last week. So let me just write Pat in also. And he got himself a 14th. No Racer Brown. And yeah, Vantage was asked to leave because he cheated. I'm not going to keep saying it. It's not fair on him. He doesn't want to hear it if he still watches. I doubt that though. And that was a... for those of you with OCD, I'll let Pat go across the line. There we go. And Pat finishes there in 14th. Then we move hastily along to race 2. Look at all these things I've got lined up ready to do. It's all WRX stuff there. Getting through the Porsche stuff. We'll get there. Don't you worry. So we'll just press play on this. Is the race 2, isn't it? Yep, race 2. Click. Clickety click. Click, click. Oh, we got people chatting. What the hell? What are you guys up for? Pat says, not such a good start from me. Went into the wall early on lap 1. If I remember right, struggled on the SS tyres towards the end. Mika Wivery says, guess who can't sleep? Too much strawberry vodka. That's meant to make you go to sleep. It's not meant to keep you awake. It's not got like amphetamines in it or anything. It's just alcohol. But yes, we've got a couple of guys from the gang and girls, but you know, I say guys as in the we are all guys in this world. We are all one. There is no gender. So we're waiting for the grid of race 2, because I can't remember if it's the results of race 2 or if it's a reversed grid. I think my music's still playing. How mad is that? I turned my speaker down and just left it carrying on playing. And then the next song that came on was probably a better choice, actually. Oh well. So we're just waiting for this to load up. Lobby, infield A, as you can see, Blue Moon Speedway, Blue Moon Bay Speedway. Ah, yes, it's a reverse grid. I knew that. I was testing you guys, seeing if you were listening or not. So, Pat on the pole with Darren Salmon second, Cthulhu third, Jim on Wise fourth, Guesty in fifth, Liam Anfield sixth, Noxie seventh, and that's as fast as I can go before I run out of time. Let me get this, let me get onto Pat there. Oh, hello, big bar in the way, that's always what you need, standard. There you go, nice long shot of the start of race 2. Here we go. Now in this one, oh god, I've got to flip another page on my iPad, excuse me, to look at the tyre situation. And there we go, we can see Pat is on the medium. Oh, let me get rid of that rubbish. So there they go, Pat still leading from Cthulhu into the first corner. There's a whole bundle of cars behind him. There's Cthulhu, oh, Liam Anfield going up the inside of Cthulhu there, and oh, there's loads of them there, a gaggle of Porsches, should we say. I don't know what the collective noun is for Porsche. Oh, there's 3 cars up, and there's a spinner. My God, my word, hang on. Stop everything. Whoa. We've had a huge one go on, and we have to go back to see it. Now then, we saw Gazman spinning, so let me find Gazman. Somewhere in amongst all of that, in 12th place, there. Now let us knock back a second, because that was crazy. I couldn't see what was going on myself. So, can we do it slow? Should we do it slow? No, we'll just play it normally. But keep an eye. So there you see Gazman. He's got Jim on Wise on the outside of him. Now let me get a better camera. So we're in close to Gazman. They're coming around here. We saw a couple of cars having a bit of an off. There. Oh, Gazman had it worst. So did I. Graham. Kale had an off. Excuse me, and so did Homesick Alien. Gazman gets going again. Oh, wow, Pat still holding that lead from Liam Anfield, but Liam Anfield giving him some hassle. Liam Anfield on the soft tyres up the inside, and Pat, there's nothing he can do it in his medium tyres, that's it. He's got lost 2 places to the... Ooh, Pat's on the medium, Cthulhu's on the soft, and Liam Anfield on the soft. So, not really much you can do with that in the corners when they've got better grip. Darren Salmon in 4th position. He's in a great spot there on his super soft tyres. 5th is Noxie, after everyone's calmed down, after that big off by a lot of people. Matt Psycho in 6th with IR Graham just behind him. IR Graham on the super softs with Matt Psycho on the medium tyre. Jam is 6th on the medium tyre with Kale in 9th on the medium tyre. 10th is Homesick Alien on the medium tyre, and there we see 11th is Jim on Wise on the medium tyre and Gazman on the soft. He'll be spitting with himself, I imagine. Just going out a little bit wide, but Liam Anfield there on the soft tyre, taking control of this race. Cthulhu following him around. Cthulhu, we saw, out-qualified him in qualifying, so be interesting to see how this is going to dice out. Oh, Pat's dropped down, Pat's dropping down. Darren Salmon's got past him, and Matt Psycho, IR Graham, Pat's now in 6th, fighting with Noxie. Noxie's got the inside line there, and Pat really needs to get over onto the apex of these corners, and where is he? Did he go off? So there, oh, Pat, I'm so sorry, bro. So sorry, dude. Jim on Wise there in 11th. So Liam Anfield leading the way from Cthulhu with Darren Salmon in a fantastic 3rd place with Matt Psycho holding off IR Graham in 4th and 5th there. IR Graham got the toe. We saw how he did it to Homesick Alien. Is he going to do the same to Matty Boy? Looks like he's going that way. And in the background, we saw Noxie pulling out also to try and get ahead of Jam, but not quite far up enough of Jam. So Matt Psycho down to 5th with IR Graham moving up into 4th spot. Matt Psycho, wow, Jam 6th, 7th, Noxie, Kale is in 8th place, being hotly followed by the alien who is homesick. So Gazman on a comeback, he's up to 10th already with Jim Wise in 11th and Pat down there in 12th, going back to the lead. Mika says, run, Pat, run. Pat says, wide at turn 4, then spun at the hairpin. Lap 2 didn't go well. It didn't look like it did there at the moment. Liam going faster than everyone else. And we see Cthulhu has got the fastest lap from lap 2. These two, a race of their own at the moment, just pulled away from the rest of the gang. IR Graham down in 3rd, and he's pulled away from Matt Psycho, but he is on the super soft tyres where Matt Psycho is on the medium. Darren Salmon on the super softs. Darren Salmon's dropped down as well, we missed that, I apologise. So Darren Salmon from 3rd down to 5th. Jam is coming for him, and in the background we see Noxie and Kale making a move on Noxie up the inside. Noxie there. Oh, but Noxie's coming back at him on the inside of this corner. Not quite enough though. Not quite enough. But Noxie on the medium, and so is Kale. So it's even Stevens between these two drivers. But the South African South African's out wide. Can he keep it going in a straight line? He manages to. Amazing car control, but that gives Noxie the opportunity to move ahead down into the hairpin on the inside there. It's Noxie's corner. Yes, Noxie claims it. It's his. There we see Cal struggling on those soft tyres at the moment in lap 4 with Homesick Alien and Jim One Wise. Gazman there. Gazman having that terrible first lap, and now look at him. Ooh, I think Kale hit the wall. Gazman hit Kale, and now Gazman up to 8th. Homesick managing to get past Kale also, and Kale down into 10th place. A bad lap for Kale, this one. In 11th we see Jim On Wise and Pat in 12th. Up in the lead then, Liam Anfield still managing to keep Cthulhu behind. Cthulhu's lost that fastest lap to IR Graham, who got 107.466 on lap 4 on his super soft tyres. But he's quite a way behind those guys on lap 5. We're halfway through this race now. Matt Psycho in a great 4th place in medium tyres, with Jam there in 5th on medium. Darren Salmon just behind him though, not wanting to lose too much out of this after losing 3rd place. Noxie ahead of Gazman. Gazman's coming though, he's on the soft tyres, he's going for the inside line. Oh, Noxie, you've got to defend, man. When you've got someone, you've got to take that inside line and make them go around the outside. Make them do the work. So Gazman easily getting that spot off of Noxie. Noxie doing all he can. He's on the medium tyres though. Homesick Alien also on the medium tyres. Kale on the medium tyres. We've got 3 in a row on mediums. There we see Jim One Wise a little bit further back, also on the medium tyres, ahead of Pat in that 12th position. Liam Anfield. We are missing someone, aren't we? Is it Guesty? Yeah, Guesty. I believe Guesty wasn't. I think Guesty. How do I explain? Guesty wasn't at his controller or his rig at the time of the race going off, and hadn't had time to change his tyres, so had to quickly come out of the race. But I think later got a disqualification for it anyway. So in 2nd spot it looks like Cthulhu now dropping away from Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield did a 107.3 on his last circuit, and they're leaving Cthulhu in the dirt. IR Graham's catching him up though, so Cthulhu needs to get his head down, crack on. Matt Psycho there in 4th, he can see these two, he's hoping that IR Graham and Cthulhu have a bit of a race. Darren Salmon is in 5th, who's he got ahead of? Who's disappeared? The Jam? The Jam's dropped down. The Jam's dropped down to 8th place, just ahead of Homesick Alien. With Noxie moving up, and Gazman there is in a fine 6th place after we saw him having a massive off and spin in the 1st lap. This is crazy racing. So on lap 7 we are just starting. Liam Anfield leading the way by a country mile from Cthulhu. Cthulhu struggling with those soft tyres this later part of the race, and finding that IR Graham is catching him right up. IR Graham not having any issue with tyre wear whatsoever. 7 laps into 10. Matt Psycho on the medium tyres, barely touching his tyres. Gazman holding off Darren Salmon. Darren Salmon wants a piece of him. He's got the super soft tyres. Darren Salmon looks after his tyres also. Look, hardly used them. And we can see he's going for the inside line. Is there enough there? I don't know if there was contact. Gasman ended up a little bit wide. Doesn't look like Darren Salmon made the move, so it must have come off to give Gasman the place back. Noxie in 7th. Homesick Alien down to 8th. Ahead of Jam in 9th. Jam's having a bad race today in those medium tyres, with Jim on Wise in 10th, with Kale down into 11th spot, and Pat is just there. Pat can see Kale, he's nearly in touching distance. Touch him, Kale, touch him, touch the South African. So up in the lead then, Liam Anfield starting lap 8, but there we can see Cthulhu has been caught up by IR Graham, but Cthulhu going defensive, going the inside line, making IR Graham go around the outside, and IR Graham says fine, I'll go around the outside, and he does so. Amazing stuff. It's the grippy tyres, you see, it's those super softs. But only 2 laps to go. Can they hold out for the rest? And Cthulhu sitting right pretty behind him in the infield. We've got Matt Psycho in 4th, ahead of Gasman. Noxie, it's got Darren Salmon for company, who's dropped out to 7th right now. Homesick Alien in 8th, ahead. Oh, Jam's dropped back another position, has he not? Jim on Wise was behind Jam. Jam's now down into 10th spot, ahead of Kale, and Pat is in spitting distance of Kale. So Liam Anfield going around. It takes me a lap to go through the field, doesn't it? Because look, every time I come back to Liam, he's just about to start a new lap. He's just about to start lap 9, and IR Graham too far behind to do anything now, with only 1 or 2 laps to go. But they crossed the line to start lap 9, so 2 laps to go. Cthulhu a little bit further back, trying to get a draft of the Porsche of IR Graham. Can he do it? He's looking up the inside. All those cars really wiggle when they go join the next track. And Matt Psycho there thinking, race each other, guys, race each other and slow each other down. Gasman there in 5th spot after his awful first lap. He's having a great recovery. Noxie in 6th, ahead of Darren Salmon. Homesick Alien is in 8th. Jim or Not Wise. Oh my God, every time I go out, Jam's making a move on Pat. I don't know what happened to Jam, but Jam having an awful second race here, and he's going for the inside line on Pat, and he makes it stick. They're both on the medium tyres, are they not? Pat's on the medium, so is Jam. Awesome stuff. There's a race going on somewhere, and it's IR Graham and Cthulhu. Cthulhu catching him right back up into the last lap now. We can see Liam Anfield just crossing the line to start the final lap of race 2. Boom. And there we see IR Graham coming down very defensive, taking the inside line, making Cthulhu do the work around, go the long way round. Can he do it? Not quite. They're side by side going through the first corner. IR Graham's got the better line, it would seem. Cthulhu going out wide. They're still there. And IR Graham giving Cthulhu plenty of racing space and keeping that second place off of Cthulhu, with Matt Psycho getting ever closer. Oh, hang on. There's Gasman in 5th. I'm going to have to quickly rush through this so I can watch Liam cross the line. Noxie in 6th, Darren Salmon 7th, Homesick Alien in 8th, Jim on Wise 9th. There you see Kale up to 10th, Jam in 11th, and Pat in thingy. And there we see, oh, that's all right, we had a bit of time. I was rushing, I was stressing he was going to cross the line without me. And there, Liam Anfield, after a great fine drive, taking the win. I don't think it's too early to say. He's on the last lap, last corner, and there is no one around him. IR Graham is in 2nd, so there you go. A stonking race there, Liam Anfield. Fantastic stuff. IR Graham coming across the line in 2nd place, and Cthulhu there 3rd. Take a boo, my son. Only just though. Matt Psycho was there for company. 5th place for Gasman. 6th place there for Noxie. It seems a great finish from Noxie. Then in 7th, Darren Salmon just ahead of Homesick Alien. Jim on Wise keeping it real, keeping it ahead of Kale, crossing the line in 9th. There he goes. Kale in 10th. VRC Jam in 11th. Just about. And there in the background, Pat coming forward for the 12th spot. So let's have a rundown of your results. Liam Anfield taking the win, and it's his first win in the Porsche Sprint Trophy. Congratulations, Liam Anfield. Well done. Joining IR Graham, Kale, Matt Psycho, and Homesick Alien in the winner's circle. I think they're the only ones so far. Jam's come close with a couple of second places, but not quite taken the top seat. So fantastic stuff from Liam Anfield. IR Graham getting another second spot. He's got a pair now. If he wants to go and play poker, he's got a good hand. Cthulhu taking third, which is a lot better than his 11th from the first race. And Matt Psycho in 4th. That's 2 4s he's got. He trumps IR Graham's pair of 2s. Excuse me. In 5th we have a Gazman, and that is next to his 6th from the first race, but it's not his best finish. He got a 4th in round 2's race 1. In 6 we have Noxie, and that's better than his 7th. Still not as good as his best result from the last round, round 2. He got 4th in the last race. In 7 we've got Darren Salmon just joining this round, and that's great stuff. 12th and a 7th. Must be pleased with that. Homesick Alien 8th next to his podium. Oh, did I give Cthulhu a take a boo, my son? Take a boo! Oh no, that's awful. Let's get a better camera. Take a boo, my son. So where was I up to? 8th. So in 9th, Jim 1 Wise. Let me find you. He got a 10th in the first race, and 9th. That's not his highest finished. In round 1, he got a pair of 7ths. In 10th, we have Kale. Kale looked so strong early in this race. I don't know what happened, but he just dropped away after winning the first race convincingly. He got 10th out of this race. In 11th, we have the Jam. Wham, bam, jam. After a 5th in the first race, 11th in the second, and in 12th spot we have Pat, which is a lot better than his 14th from the first round. We didn't get a finish from Guesty. Like I said, I think he just wasn't ready for the beginning of the race. Was on the super softs, so he scooted. He came out of it and waited to go back into it again, if you understand my meaning. Now, for you OCD traumatized people, I will let Pat cross the line. There you go, Pat finishing 12th. Wow. Fantastic. In the chat, Mika says the Audi TT Endurance will be fun around here for sure. It sure will. For show. For show, you know. Right. Last one. Let's crack on. No time to waste. These people who are watching need to go to bed. My lord. There. Click on that. I'm pretty sure that's race 3. Hang on, let me have a quick look at it. Yeah, race 3. I'll check that on YouTube. Isn't that good? That's clever. I'm going to turn YouTube down now because I can hear this little echo of me in the background. Oh, Mika's in bed. Are you now? Hello, my darling. I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. I've got no game. So, good for you. Hope you're comfortable. Hope you've got your comfy BJs on. Cuddling up to your big teddy bear, if you've got one. If not, cuddling up to something or someone. It's always nice to cuddle up to someone. Cuddling a bottle of vodka, I believe. So, come on, 66%. Big fluffy socks too. Why not? Got to get the big fluffy socks out. There's nothing more hot than a chick in fluffy socks. Playing the drums on the table for some reason, waiting for the timer. So there, another reverse grid. So Pat starting on pole again. From, I didn't see who finished in the position afterwards. We will wait and see together. It gives you a quick grid when it comes up. Doobie-doo, doobie-doo. Chug that Red Bull. Chug it, chug it, chug it, chug it, chug it. Down it, 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 down it. There you go. Right. No big numbers have come up. I only had to press it the once, didn't I? That's cracking stuff. I didn't even notice in the second race. Usually they all come up. So Pat, Jam, Kale, Jim on Wise, Homesick Alien, Darren Salmon, Noxie, Gazman, Cthulhu, Matt Psycho, IR Graham, Liam Anfield, gets the... Oh, I nearly did it! Oh, they do come up. It's just I'm quick on the draw. So, ooh, long shot, long shot, long shot. There you go. Get rid of the bottom bit. Waiting for the lights here for the last race at Blue Moon. Oh, Speedway. Get my iPad back on the right page. There we go. Got it. And there, Pat looks like he's a little bit slow behind, being swallowed up by Kale. Kale's taken that lead from him. Now let's get back into a variable camera, because get a nice close shot then. Oh, it's all wiggling there. Pat dropping down to third place there. Jam taking that spot from him. Wow, it's a hot start there. So then Pat down into fourth, because Homesick Alien's there up the inside. Oh, there you go, that was tight. And Pat down into fourth with Noxie fifth. But no, something's gone wrong. Something's gone wrong. Whoa. Stop. Everybody stop. Let's go back. Let's have a look. I think that was Jam. I think it was Jam. In the wall. Oh, it's Jokus in the wall. But Jam is back there. Oh no, what has happened? No, Jam and Jokus. Let us go back. Way back. Hey, look, I get to stay in the same camera. How weird's that? I clicked it back 10 seconds, and I'm looking at that. Hopefully, when I press play, we'll be there. So, watching Jam intently to see what... Oh, he just took the corner way too tight. And everyone comes right, but he unghosted, and I think Joker's went off for something totally unrelated. So, how come we've got two people? Who did I miss last time in that last race then? Oh, maybe it was Joker's. I think Joker's missed that race because he had to deal with his kid. So, Kale in the lead from Homesick Alien. Third is Pat. We saw all this, didn't we? Because didn't Pat drop down to fourth? Maybe not. Pat's back up to third. Noxie fourth. Matt's, oh, of course, yeah, because Jam went. Matt Psycho in fifth, all over. He's going for the inside line on Noxie. Noxie has got IR Graham knocking out the door. IR Graham looking for that inside line on both of them. He's got a super toe off the two of them, and they're going to go too wide. No, he's already made the move. Great stuff there. Pat still up in third, IR Graham at fourth, Matt Psycho fifth, and poor old Noxie missed out altogether. Them two both towed him in. Liam Anfield, the winner from race 2 there, making his way through at the gang up to 7th, with Cthulhu there for company in 8th. Jim on Wise at 9th. Gazman is in 10th with Guesty 11th. Guesty's back with the right tyres on now, softs. Like I said, I think he got disqualified from this round because of the super soft tyre problem. There is Darren Salmon trying to make a move on Gazman, but he's ended up, oh dear, in the mud. There we can see a Jam coming around, trying to make some consolation out of this, and he's got ahead of Darren Salmon with Jokus just a little bit further back from those guys. So Kale ahead of Homesick with Pat in a great third spot, keeping it real. He's ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham on the soft, where they're both on the softs. That car looks magnificent, doesn't it, eh? What a great livery he's come up with that Red Bull one. Graham going out there wide, gets slingshot up to the back of Pat. Is it enough? He's there. He's looking up the inside. He's slotted in behind Pat. This will be nervous times for me. I would be scared. But Pat holding his own. He's there. He's on the grass. Oh no, he's on the grass. Graham giving him plenty of room to come back on. That's great stuff. Great racing. Very gentleman. And there, Pat trying to, Graham trying to take the inside line from Pat. Pat is holding the 4th spot though. He's got Matt Psycho just behind him. Matt Psycho is on the soft tyres also, as is Pat and IR Graham. So the lead is Kale from Homesick Alien. Look at these two battling out. Homesick Alien trying to get the toe down the start straight to make something happen into the first corner. Can he do it? He's there, 149. It's a little bit faster than Kale, and there he goes. They're alongside each other into the first corner. You can see a lot of action behind. And there, Homesick Alien making the move on Kale. Has he though? No, he hasn't. It's not quite done. There was a little tap mid-corner. That's fine. Nothing wrong with a bit of door banging, as long as it's not like bashing people off the road. And Kale and Homesick Alien maintaining that side-by-side for most of the first few corners. And so close between these two. is unbelievable. All the time they're racing each other though, IR Graham is catching them up. IR Graham in third with Matt Psycho now in fourth, ahead of Pat in fifth. Pat going for that wide line around the hairpin, and he's lost another place to Liam Anfield. Got to keep it tight. Got to keep it tight. Make them go around the outside. And there, Pat sixth, ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu with Guesty all up in his busyness, and Gazman ninth. With Jim and Wise is in 10th, and 11th is Noxie ahead of Jam. Darren Salmon we saw having a small off, and Jokus we saw having a small off. So far, Homesick Alien ahead of Kale. Halfway point in this race, Kale slipped out of that stream to go up the inside of the Alien. But the Alien holds it together, and he's still ahead. Right, in the chats. That was Jam right in front of me, he says. Mika Wivery says, damn this. Mika Wivery also says, looks like fun. Or maybe it's, damn this looks like fun. And Mika Wivery also says, Buffalo girls go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. It's Trailer Park Girls, isn't it? Trailer Park Girls go around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. So, Homesick Alien ahead of Kale, but Kale's trying all he... Sorry. Homesick Alien just ahead of Kale with IR Graham catching up. I'm going to have a sip of this Red Bull. I've got a bit of dust in the back of my throat. Too much commentating, isn't it? It's been non-stop this weekend. Homesick Alien. Oh, Kale in the toe. I've got to have a look. That is what it's like from Kale's position, pulling out to try and make the move. Is he going to be later on the brakes? No. Homesick Alien braver, but there you go. Kale looks like he's made the move. Has he made the move? He's just ahead with IR Graham tucking in behind the pair of them. No, Homesick Alien's still there. Kale must be saying, what can I do? There he goes. He's got it now. Kale, and so has IR Graham. Homesick Alien falling down to third spot. IR Graham mugged them both off. Not quite mugged Kale off, but he mugged Homesick Alien right off there. And he's going up the inside of Kale now. IR Graham is determined. Kale's got the better line for the hairpin though, and that makes it work for him. But IR Graham, he's got a Homesick Alien right up behind him, waiting for that start-finish straight. Kale looked like he got a good drive through that corner. Now we've got three cars alongside each other coming up the start straight, all giving each other a tow, pulling each other along. There we see three dudes pulling each other off. Oh, it's the wrong channel, sorry. That's my other channel. It's on the hub. Check it out. But there, we can see IR Graham getting a great tow from Kale and moving ahead. And Kale's trying to come back at the IR Graham, but IR Graham seems to have got it right, and it has unsettled Kale a little bit around the outside. Now that's all I can hear. Thank you, Mika. Every time I say around the outside, I can hear Eminem saying, G2 in the park, girls going around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. So IR Graham holding it towards the end of this race. Lap 7, Kale there in second spot with Homesick Alien alongside. Homesick Alien got the better line through the hairpin. Does he make it? He's up into second spot now. Kale there in third. He's got to fight off Matt Psycho though, and it looks like Kale's making another move on Homesick Alien up the inside. What a race Kale and Homesick Alien are having. Absolutely humdinger. There are other people in this race and I should be watching them, I grant you that. But how can you cut away from this? This is fantastic racing here from the South African and the Southern Englishman. What geese? How's it going, meow chap? So IR Graham pulling away from these guys whilst Kale are trying to defend that second spot from Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien trying to find a way up the inside. Every time they go into the infield and the cars wiggle, I think the cars are unsettled and it's it. Homesick Alien still in third with Matt Psycho joining the party. Liam Anfield a little bit further back from them in fifth. Gazman is in sixth. Pat seventh. Pat, great stuff, seventh. Cthulhu there in eighth, fighting with Guesty. Guesty and Cthulhu alongside each other. It looks like Guesty's just about to make the move, but there Cthulhu's got the better line around the hairpin. But Guesty's still leading. Guesty's still ahead, sorry, not leading. He dreams, he wishes, and we all do. But now Cthulhu on the hairpin on the inside, but look at that. That's beautiful, synchronized cornering, I like it. So Guesty and Cthulhu still not finishing this little battle they've got going on at the moment. Up ahead, Kale ahead of Homesick. I.R. Graham leading. Cthulhu in 9th. There is Jim on Wise 10th. Jam is in 11th. Ahead of Noxie with Darren Salmon there 13th. Jokus in 14th. So I.R. Graham leading the way on lap 9. Kale catching up. I.R. Graham though. Kale coming at I.R. Graham. What's I.R. Graham on? He's on the softs, but he's burnt his tyres a lot more than Cthulhu. Kale. That's not Cthulhu, that's Kale. All foreigners aren't the same, thingamajig. All foreigners aren't the same. Homesick Alien there holding on to that 3rd spot. He's on the super soft tyres, but we just saw Kale having a little bit of an off. He'll have a dirty tyre. Dirty tyre. You dirty little tyre, you. And now Homesick trying to get up the inside of Kale, but Kale keeping it defensive. I love the front of Homesick's car. Matt Psycho in 4th, watching it all unveil in front of him, thinking I've still got a lap or 2 before I have to do anything. Liam Anfield back in 5th, Gazman 6th, Pat 7th. How is the battle? Cthulhu, Jam. Oh, Guesty's dropped off this battle now. Sorry I missed that, but Guesty's tyres are pretty much mullered, and so are Cthulhu's, so he's got to be worried about the Jam coming for him. In 11th there, Jim on Wise under immense pressure from Noxie. Noxie trying to get up the inside. He's not even going for the toe. He's just trying to drive past him. And it looks like he has just about made it stick. Sorry, Jim on Wise there in 12th. They're on the last lap now. Crazy racing all up and down the field. It's been fantastic. In the lead then, I.R. Graham is doing a magnificent job here, coming up to the hairpin. Just getting my iPad sorted out with Kale in 2nd. Oh my god, Matt Psycho has moved up the inside of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien starting to struggle with grip on those super softs, the soft tyre cars, all whizzing past. There is Liam Anfield. He's a little bit too far back to make a difference. The leaders are coming on to the actual oval now. There we can see I.R. Graham coming around for his... Oh no, it's his only win today. It's unlike I.R. Graham. I'm used to him winning more than that. So there you go, I.R. Graham, super duper, takes the win. Kale there 2nd, Matt Psycho 3rd. Take a boo, my son. 4th is Homesick Alien. 5th, Liam Anfield. Pat in 6th. Superb. And now we can see Jam and Cthulhu. Cthulhu just doing Jam on the start straight. Guesty, hang on. Pause. I don't know who's crossed the line and who hasn't. Panicked then, I've got to admit. Oh no, there's still 2 more people to come. Yeah, we'll see. Whew. I panicked because Pat come in 6th and my head just got all dizzy and I lost orientation of everything. Wow. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Hey, Mick Wivery said Buffalo Girls go around the outside and my head is Buffalo Girls. I think that was Malcolm McLaren did something about Buffalo Girls around the outside, and I think Eminem stole it and said Trailer Park Girls. Patrick also said, by the 3rd race I'd got the hang of it here after struggling for consistency during practice. So there you go, brilliant stuff. Whew, I need to have a little bath or something, clean down. So let me go through the field whilst jotting them in my little pad. So I.R. Graham taking the only win for him today after 2 pairs of 2s. He got a 1. Fantastic stuff. Kale, hard 4 all the way through with his win. He's got a 2nd to go along with that in this round. Matt Psycho in 3rd place. Take a boo, my son. In 4th we have Homesick Alien, a 3rd, 8th and a 4th for him. Good points today, good points. In 5th we have Liam Anfield. Where have I written him down? There he goes. He got a win in the 2nd race, 8th in the 1st race. So also a good haul of points from Liam Anfield. In 6th, Pat. If I had a little streamer, I'd set it off. There you go. 14th, 12th and 6th. Superb. In 7th, Cthulhu. in 7th. In 8th we have the Jam, going underground, and the kids all sing and the kids all play for tomorrow, la 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 la, la 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 la. So Jam getting a great 8th spot after his spin in the first hairpin. 9th for Guesty, he equaling his first race. 9th. In 10th we have a Gazman, 6th, 5th and 10th. Not so great, I imagine he feels in this one for him. In 11th we have Jim Wise. Jim Wise, where will you be, Jim Wise? 10th, 9th and 11th for Jim Wise. In 12th we have Noxie. 12 for the Noxie. 7th, 6th and 12th, so he won't be happy with that, I imagine, but on the super soft tyres they do go off. It's hard to keep them on alive. Darren Salmon there in 13th. I don't think anything's going to change there, but I will play it out before the end. In 13th, and then we have in last is a Jokers in 14th. Jokers missed the middle race, 14th. There we go. Racer Brown, no show today. Advantage doesn't do it anymore. That's it. All the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. So don't forget, on Friday, if you're watching this before Friday, we've got the 2.5 hour epic of Spa. Sunday is the last round of the Red Bulls. And in between there, if you check our Discord, we've got something on Saturday, something to do with TTs, I think. Audi TTs. Is it a Saturday? I don't know, actually. I think it might be Friday. Oh, yeah. God almighty. Doesn't matter. It's the end, innit? So if you're bored, you can go. But we have... Let me have a look. We've got to go to the special area. Here we go. TT Endurance. I slide sideways, I click the pin, and I will tell you, no, it's Friday the 18th of December, so it's the Friday following Spa, 2.5 hours. We have a Blue Moon Bay infield race with the Audi TT Cup 16s, and yes, that's going to be awesome. So come and join us for that. And also we've got other things. I think on the 19th we've got something called the Green Hell, which Focused Hell, which is the Ford Focus Group B cars are racing around Nürburgring for an hour. Those nutters signed up for it, so we're going to show you it. And Chevy Nova, but I don't think I can do the Chevy Novas because it's going to be on a Monday when I'm working, and it's going to be an 1.5 hour race which you can't save the replay of. So it looks like I don't know, unless someone else streams that, I don't think I can. Anyway, for you OCD people out there, let us just let the last couple cross the line. There you see Darren Salmon coming around the final corner. He did get 13th, like I said. Boom. There you go, 13th. Any second now. Boom. And Joker's here for 14th. I was your commentator and broadcaster, Phil my anus. So thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you next time, probably in about half an hour for the WRX challenge that I'm behind on. I love you all. Be nice to each other, and I will see you soon. Cheerio. Bye.